I need to collect a lot of stone. Let's go to this. I want to go to this, even though I don't need to. I want to go to this other place over here. Yeah. It's a cow. Anyway, so how's it going, guys? I want to... Oh, this is pretty sweet too. Hey, cow. Ah. Look at this. Is that cow just creeping? Yeah, he was. That's funny. I would like to one day meet one of the guys that I believe is like a guru in my eyes. I'm sorry, but you guys have to die. There's just, you just can't be happy and live. Anyway, let's get some stone because that's kind of my mission right now. I have there's a few people that I talk to or that I watch and listen to on almost like a daily thing there. And there's also people I read. There's like a guy, his name is Stephen Covey. I read a lot of his stuff, especially footwork. There's a guy, his name is Osho. Oh man, I can't even like explain how awesome he is. And then there is another guy, his name is Muji. He helped me a lot to recover when I was religious. He helped me recover from religion, and that was just that was like he pretty much saved my life. And then there was other people. There's like Eckhart Tolle or Eckhart Tolle. I don't know how to say his name, but he was really amazing too. His book, The Power of Now. If you guys haven't read, if you guys want to read a book that just that's very simply tells you kind of a way to feel more aware and to be more aware and just in general, I would check out that book. It's called The Power of Now. And then there's a bunch of other books out there and you can go and check them out. Like from Stephen Covey especially. There's one of the books that I'm reading now is amazing. It's called Striking Thoughts and it's by Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee is... Everything he says in that book is so crazy. Like, it's so insightful. It's so on the money. It's so on point that I can't read more than a few sentences. I mean, really, it's just a bunch of little quotes, but I can't read more than 2 or 3 because it just like blows my mind like that somebody can pretty much have the same epiphanies that I do. And then I started thinking like, man, maybe... like maybe I was Bruce Lee or some, I don't know. Like I started thinking about these crazy things and I know I'm not Bruce Lee. I know like me, he's had this amazing, ridiculous life and for him to like rise up against all that racism and for him to become who he was. I mean, there are people out there who just like, everyone respects him. Everyone respects Bruce Lee, and he's got just he's really amazing person, and it is. Oh man, I don't know, but that book I can't really read. It's called Striking Thoughts. If you're interested, but it is probably one of the best books that I can't get through it. It's. There's too much good in it. It's a lot. It's a lot to take in, and I really appreciate that somebody like him existed. Otherwise, there's like him, and then there's Osho, and there's a few other people that are just blow my mind. And then I think like, man, I mean, some of this stuff used to be so touching to me, but now it's different. Now I have a different view on life, and I have a way different perspective, and I have a much greater appreciation for myself now that I've reached this epiphany. And this epiphany was that even though Bruce Lee and all these guys had these really amazing lives, and they have these really ridiculous like epiphanies that they're able to say, and they're able to put into words, it's really amazing. But on the same note, like it's just words. It's like the only person who finds, I mean, if you shared some of the words that Bruce Lee says to somebody who has no clue like what those words actually mean, it really doesn't mean anything. I mean, it really doesn't impact them. It doesn't give them something to think about. It's almost like a waste. But when you give it to somebody who understands it, it's like invaluable almost. And I appreciate that I can appreciate Bruce Lee, and I think a lot of people can too. But then I start to think like, man, and then there's a lot of people that I feel have done that for me, so much so that I started to look at this feeling of what it was. And it really wasn't an appreciation of them, it was an appreciation of me. I was appreciating myself as a person, because I was appreciating my understanding of what they were saying. I wasn't appreciating who they were or what they've done in their lives. I mean, there's some merit there, but really I was appreciating myself. And when I came to that conclusion, I was like, it blew my mind. I was like, yeah, that's exactly what I can't like, it was a lot to take in at that moment. And sometimes I really sometimes I wish I could share that experience with other people. So I started writing. I started writing, and I started like trying to recreate those experiences. But I don't know if what I write will reach you guys, or if it will have the same effect. I don't know that, and I can't know that. And I realize like it's not going to have that same effect. And it doesn't matter if it has that same effect. That's not the point of me writing a book. The point of me writing a book is because I find joy in writing. I find joy in writing books, and I find joy in what I'm doing at that moment, so much so that maybe somebody else will find joy in reading it. Maybe, and if they don't, like, it doesn't really matter. But if they do, it's awesome. But if they don't, I mean, it's not really going to hold, there's not really like someone holding a gun to my head telling me that I need to do it. But it would be awesome if somehow it became what I do. Because, and it is what I do. In that moment when I'm writing those books, it is what I do. It's literally what I'm doing, and it's literally who I am. I don't see myself as a designer or as a programmer or as any sort of role anymore. I just see myself as a person who does things. I'm a person who focuses on different things at different times. Sometimes I'm a designer, sometimes I'm a writer, sometimes I'm a YouTuber, sometimes I play Minecraft, sometimes I do this, and during those times I am completely that person. Just like Bruce Lee says, like when he says be like water, you just become whatever you are in that moment entirely, and then you move on. And then you become something else. Like you become the teapot, when he says that. If you go into a cup, you become the cup, so on and so forth. But I started to think like, and then I started to realize, you know, like I said, I started to realize that it wasn't that I was appreciating Bruce Lee and Osho and all these guys so much. It was just the fact that I understood what they were talking about. And it's not so much the lesson that, you know, that was inspiring, or even the words, or even the collection of words. It was just that I connected somehow with myself, not even with them, with myself, and the symbols that, and the power of the symbols that I put in them. I don't, because a word is just a symbol that you've agreed has some meaning, and then you've made an agreement that word has some power in it, and you understand the world according to that word. So these words are just agreements, or at least they're a group of symbols that you've agreed makes some kind of meaning. And when you think about that, like, if you change the meaning of the word, and the meaning of the word is going to change just depending on how that word comes about in your life in the future. So later on in life, words are going to mean a lot more, either a lot more or a lot less to you, and they're going to definitely change. Like words change instantly. Words change to all kinds of things. Like if you so take the word like let's take the word grass. Grass can mean different things to different types of people. It can mean a different thing to a stoner. Grass can mean something else to somebody who takes wheatgrass, like a person who does like wheatgrass shots. They will think grass to them is wheatgrass. When you say grass to a stoner, they'll think it's a drug. And then when you say grass to somebody else, to a 5-year-old or whatever, they'll just think it's grass, or they might even think that it's Minecraft grass. But it means different things to other people. But the interesting thing to think about is, where is that grass? The grass that you see in your mind, where is that grass? Does it exist? Does it exist because you created it in your mind? Does it actually exist now? The grass that you see in your head, is it an actual place? That's like, when I thought about that, I mean, to some people that's gonna mean a lot, but to some people it doesn't mean anything. So that's part of what I'm saying. I mean, it's good that I thought about that little epiphany, because that illustrates exactly what I was trying to tell you guys. Man, if I fall off this thing, I don't know where my spawn is, so I don't know how to get here. Whoa. Alright, we need to get off this edge of this cliff. I just needed to clear that up. Jeez, weather. Anyway, so there's a bunch of people out there who are considered gurus, but if you think about everything that you've learned and everything that I've said just now, is that their words meant so much to me because of the agreements that I made. Let's hide for a little bit. Probably not good. Jeez. It's probably not good to hide under here, but it might be better. Actually, let's go in a cave. Let's go down here to these caves. Ah! Cool. Get out of the rain and out of the caves. Actually, I like this other cave better. So if you think about what I just said about like the meaning of things and appreciating them because you understand it, there's a lot of truth in that, and there's a lot to learn from that little bit of information. But you know, like I said, if some people won't understand what I just said and some people will, but it really doesn't matter. I mean, you're gonna learn what you need to learn eventually. Some iron. Sweet. Get some lighting up in here. Let's get some iron while we're at it. Jeez, that thunder is crazy. The only guru in your life is you. That should be my quote. That's the GFXLab quote right there. The only guru in this life is you. Call it the goo you. I'd rather, instead of having a guru, I'd rather have a go you. Yeah. That's another good one. Write that one down, guys. We can go fishing. We can do all kinds of cool stuff. I just need to get some string. So when you think about like what other people have said and your experience of other people, and geez, hold on, let me see if I can, let me turn down the weather sounds because they're pretty loud. Pretty crazy. Yeah, it's still loud. Man, so loud. Jeez. Anyway, I'm sure you guys will be like, it's the other button, GFX. It's the other panel. Whatever. I guess I'll close it off with the only person who actually learns anything and who actually can teach you anything is yourself. Because if you think about your body has more knowledge and more experience. It has all of the secrets of the universe embedded into its genes, and the only reason you're here as a person is because it's gone through so many variations. It's gone through millions and infinite amounts of change to get to you. It's gone through so much change and through so much in this world in its time that it's you absolutely have to just sit there in awe and just think about, man, because your body has gone through so many changes and evolutionary changes that there's no computer out there that can recreate it in any sense, and there never will be. It's just constantly changing. Like, it's just constantly upgrading, constantly on a chemical level. It's just continuously making changes and updating and evolving and just going ridiculous. Like, so you can't ever, no matter how much knowledge you gain in your life, you're never going to be able to compete with the amount of knowledge that's already embedded in you as a person. So sometimes you have to just trust your instincts. Your instincts is literally your connection to the universe. Instincts is the way you feel about things. Instincts is not instincts. I'm talking about intuition. Intuition, right. So intuition is like your direct connection to you as a person and to all that knowledge that your body is made up of. Because if you think about evolution, there's been millions and like I said, there's been infinite amount of changes, and you can't ever understand all of it. There's no way to, I mean, your brain just isn't large enough to it doesn't have enough juice to be able to understand everything that is embedded in your body. And since it's gone through so many changes without you there to control it, the only reason you are here is because you chose to come into this world. You chose to become whoever you are, and you chose to experience that, and everything has been molded around it. Everything has been molded to you and to what you believe in. Before, you made all these agreements with all these other people in your life. You made all these agreements with a bunch of other people who are living with you in that at that time before you were a human, and you all decided that you're going to play out this huge play, and everyone's going to go out and enjoy this huge play, and you're going to forget that it's all a huge play, that it's just you guys are just playing roles in order to experience what it means to be human again. And then when you die, everything, you just become, you be pretty much normalized, and you remember instantly like what you are and how you feel about it. And you don't really actually have feelings because you don't need them in that space. Human feelings are a human aspect. They're a human attribute. So when you leave the human experience, everything will become so clear to you, and you're going to laugh at like all the craziness that happened as a human, because being a human is so unstable. It is just it's just a flurry of instability and emotions and crying and all kinds of craziness that happens, chaos everywhere, people like throwing their clothes off and just saying weird things. People are weird, but yeah, it's just a huge cluster of chaos. That's what it is. And when you understand that, you start to have a lot more fun with life. You start to think like, man, maybe I shouldn't take it so serious. I don't need a guru, because you yourself are a guru. Use yourself as a guru, because yourself is the only thing you can learn from ever. All those words that sound so awesome and delicious, and all the craziness that sounds awesome to you in your life, it has nothing to do with the other person that's saying them. They're not making it awesome. You're making it awesome. You're the reason why anything is awesome. If you didn't choose to be who you are, it wouldn't even matter. It doesn't even really matter. Like the thought I was coming up with, it doesn't matter. It'll only matter if you say it matters, and if you say it's awesome. But it's up to you to say it. It's up to you to actually go out there and say that something is awesome. Otherwise, you can say it doesn't. You can say it's not awesome. You can do that too. It's all up to you. You can make heaven or hell. You can make your world a heaven. You can make your world a hell. But either way, it's a human experience. You can live it the way you want to. Just have fun. You don't even need to have fun. Because either way, when it's all over, people say like you only get one chance to live life and all that. I mean, you do, but only as this person that you're experiencing now. Like you only get one chance as this person. But it's not like you can really not exist. you're going to exist for a really, 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 really long time. And when the human experience is over, you'll understand what I'm talking about. You don't need a guru. You don't need anyone to tell you how to live your life. You don't need any information. You don't need any information to live your life. You can just live it, and you can experience yourself as a human, and you can have fun, and you can do whatever you want. Because when you're a kid, you already know this. But when you're not a kid and you become an adult, you start to forget, and it's easy to forget. And you start to think that life is a lot more serious than it really is. It's really not that serious. Anyways, I hope you guys have an epic day or an epic night. If you guys have got this far, in the comments type the stars. And I hope you guys enjoy yourself. See ya.